with attorney Bill Umansky and his crew. It's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah, we're just trying to get it to work, though.
We're seeing. We might make a stop because we're very hungry right now. So we are going to stop at a drive-thru. So stay tuned. We're going to show you a little bit of behind the scenes of what's going on. And if you want to pan through some of the people hard at work over there, if you want to just pan through the video, some people hard at work right there getting us.
That's co-host Jeff, the elf hopper.
Say hello. Just making sure everything's working, guys.
Yeah, getting us there. And there's
Hello.
I can't hear anything, though. Did you hear anything? Whoa,
So
I heard
we're
that.
going to you're just going to be watching just some of the behind the scenes, and we're
can
about
hear you
to
now.
start
You can hear me?
the show, and it's going to be a
As long as I can hear
podcast,
you.
so make sure you tune in. We're going to give you all of
I
the
can hear the guests
platforms, all
now,
the
too.
channels of
All right.
the podcast, so you can also tune in. So we're just going to be, whenever I'm ready to start.
All right, that's fine.
Perfect. So I just tested our Zoom H6 is working fine. So I know the podcast recorder is recording, and we can hear ourselves loud and clear.
Hey, I noticed that Karima doesn't have the stabilizer on.
No.
Why?
No. So
All muscles.
this
She got
ZY stabilizer is good for older versions of the iPhone. Unfortunately, Karima's a little high tech, and it doesn't fit her phone.
I don't understand, though. What did we use yesterday?
We didn't use a stabilizer at all yesterday.
Yeah, she had it on the...
She had it on here, but
I think that's better.
what do you think?
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's much better.
Well, I guess let us know. Comment below and let us know if it's shaky or not than yesterday.
Karima, it was working on the stabilizer yesterday, wasn't it?
Okay, so this one, Jeff, you can't get the same picture. So it's either this picture or that picture.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're not live
We're
on
live on
Alice.
mine,
There we go.
and then I think we're live on yours too,
We are.
over here.
We're good. We're good.
We're good?
We are live, everybody.
We're live.
Seatbelts.
Yeah.
There's liability on this. That could be the famous last words, actually.
I'm like sitting on the drink
Do
holder.
we have Jeff? Do we have Jeff? We have Jeff?
I'm looking for the
intro.
feed.
We don't need the feed. Whoa!
Yeah.
Whoa there, Paul! Paul is our driver for the day.
Understand
He's
what
taking
I
us
was
down to
saying about the
Miami. Yeah.
suction cups?
We need suction cups to sit in the seats. Yeah.
That's why you have seatbelts here.
I wasn't gonna drink, but it's kind of nerve-wracking with him. Is everyone channel? Are we ready?
Yeah?
All right, so we're live.
Yeah.
Yes.
We don't have a recorded intro yet.
Not yet.
Yeah. Did you bring it?
It's gonna be, no, I didn't. I was gonna, we're having Jay do the recording, and when we do the post, it'll be on there for our launch date of March 1st.
All right, so
Episode
someone's got to
1.
wing this shit, Jeff. Hey, welcome to the Lawman's Lounge. It's our episode 0, and today we have Allie, and just gonna do a little brief intro about Allie because he's sitting there focused on his computer. We'll just put that down. We don't need to see the comments. Oh, I'm hearing myself recording in the background. Are we good? Yes.
You're good.
All right.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, we're here like the Lawman said with Allie. Allie,
And this is my co-host Jeff L. Hoffer, the Elf Hopper.
so
That's your real name?
El Hoffer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good because he's good looking, but he gets saddled with a name like Elf Hopper.
Yeah, this
Can
is
you imagine
actually-
when he was single? He's got like a hot girlfriend right
I was
now.
actually
It's like surprise-
teased as a child.
Oh, here we go.
That I look like an elf because of my ears
We're
being like bigger.
getting some comments to turn the music down a bit.
Okay.
All right,
Good.
yeah.
Good to know.
Thank you. Yeah. So you were teased when you were
I was
younger?
teased as a little child. Yeah.
Yeah, we could talk
Up
about
to
that.
age 11.
Did you talk to somebody about that?
No.
You good?
No.
Did you embrace it?
I just took it and embraced it. I really did. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, I really don't.
You don't bring it up.
I
the
don't.
nickname?
Yeah, I don't embrace it anymore.
Right. I have eyebrows
So
that
he's
look
a
like
little
spots.
Making me turn red. I'm starting
He's
to
a
sweat
little
again.
salty now.
Are you gonna cry? I mean, no, seriously, this podcast is about taking back control of your life as a lawyer
Yeah.
and as a business owner, or anything else that we get into, right?
Right.
So let's introduce Allie and let's talk about her for a second.
Yeah. So actually, I don't know your story, I don't know where you came from, humble beginnings, or if you know, where do you get to where you are today, and what exactly do you do?
Yeah. Well, first off, I thank you for having me. This is awesome. This is my first definitely in a limo, and hopefully won't be my last. So I'm Allie with Allie Mac Consulting. I have a digital marketing company, and I do social media for personal injury offices.
So you are
Attorneys,
perfect
docs.
for a podcast right now,
Yes.
and putting this out live on social media.
Yes.
So what did we
definitely.
do wrong? What did we do right?
I think you're doing everything right. You're testing things out. You're learning as you go. And like I said, this is the first time I'm doing a podcast in a limo. So I think that trying everything is the key. If you don't try it, how do you know it works?
Right.
So I think we're doing good. You're doing good.
So that's a question. When you deal with a lot of lawyers because they go to law school, do you have like a little frustration point that they always have to be perfect and try to get everything right before they try things, or
I
no?
think that is true for most people. Some people a little bit more picky, or not picky, but they just want things done a certain way. Maybe it's because they work towards that, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. It's just part of who you are, part of your personality, and I think it also speaks to you just care. You care what you put out. You care about your content. You care about your image. So,
Right.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
How do you market more than just lawyers though, right? You market other businesses, doctors.
So I market different companies, not just PI. I market architecture companies. I medical spas. I market physicians. I market different kinds of lawyers other than just PI too. So I just focus more on the PI industry.
So tell me, like, what do you do for lawyers? Like, how do you market them? I want to switch the music to something that is maybe a little more chill so that we can listen to you.
Any requests? Any requests on music? Let us know.
Play something a little more, just a little more, you know. You can talk now.
What is that? Love music.
All right, just something else. All right. So tell us what you. Oh shit. So tell us like what you do for lawyers, how you market them.
Okay, so I being in the industry for 10 years. I was a paralegal for about 10 years. I started my company 3 years ago. So I've already established a really large network of PI offices. And with my PI connections, I formed different groups on digital platforms that I connect them with other offices that could potentially do referral sources. I also do host an event 3 times a year in which it's for personal injury offices, and I can make those connections. I network with them.
Those are pretty big mixers, though, right? Like,
They are.
Yeah.
They are. And I'm trying to bring it back. A lot of people have asked me. I'm just trying to find the right venue, and because I'm also working on other offices' events, I'm kind of trying to find where my event fits in there.
So what I find curious is that you bring a lot of the chiropractors, medical doctors, lawyers together, and then you also have some different people that are there, like massage therapists, nutritionists. You have a whole wide variety of people. Tell me, like, how do you encourage the different people to meet, and how do they get business done at those events?
So I think that just because you're in personal injury doesn't mean that you can't expand your network a little bit. I think that if you keep your network smaller, you're never going to grow. So you always have to expand your network. So every event that I do, I try to incorporate businesses that are going to benefit from our network and vice versa, so that we can all form a nice networking referral source. Now, I connect some offices together because not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody requires your services. So I try to connect certain offices that I know will be beneficial for each other, whether it's in a meeting, a lunch, an event, a dinner, things like that.
So Jeff, we got to do one of those, and we got to show up at our meetings. The thing is, for me, she does great events. Actually, I've been to them.
Yeah.
But what do you say to like a lawyer that doesn't want to get out there? That's kind of like I honestly, the events are great, but I'm not like a social guy that way. So like when I go and like people are coming to me saying hello, and I'm not single, so I find that a lot of those events, there are a lot of single lawyers and people trying to hook up with each other, and I still feel like there's an avenue to get business there. But how would you advise people that some of the older lawyers that are the event seems to, tweak itself towards younger people. Kind of have more of a good time. Maybe when you get old, you're just boring. I don't know. But
I mean, are those networking events geared towards referrals, or
It's geared towards networking and bringing out those offices that don't go out anymore to meet the new offices, and vice versa, those new offices that need to expand their network or even start a network. Because as you can imagine, if you start an office, if you're a chiro or a physical therapist, if you start, how many people can you visit in 1 week?
yeah.
How many people in a month?
There you
But
go.
in my event, I have 300 people plus 100 people that you can meet in one evening.
And you do a great job of greeting people, so even like people like
I
me feel
try.
comfortable in there when I get in there to start networking with people. But I mean, that's what I'm sorry.
we're at our destination, everyone.
Chick-fil-A.
Our
Chick-fil-A,
destination is
everybody.
Chick-fil-A today. I don't think we told you all
You
that.
want to lower the partition real quick? Hey, Paul. Oh, this will be interesting. Yeah,
yeah.
you can bring Paul. Paul, hey.
I need to pull over here on the side. You have to get out. There's no place for you to go.
We're just gonna have to get out.
I'm live.
Well, we can't go through the. We can't go through the drive-through.
We were. Oh,
Oh, you got a little heart. You
yeah.
got a little heart just now.
Paul, we gotta just.
You're a hit, Paul.
You're like a superstar. But
Yeah.
Paul, how do we get into that? We don't want to get out. No,
We just
wow.
park and then go. Oh, how
Let
about
me see if we can do the drive-through.
Remember what you did in Miami? Like you drove up and
Yeah,
there was
but
like
it's
no
bigger.
room for
It's
anyone,
bigger.
and you got out and you made room.
Yeah, but it was bigger.
Oh,
Oh.
It's very tight here.
oh, for the turning ratio, yeah.
All right, let me see if I can do it. Let's see. If not, I can just pull right here.
Can he do it?
Can he do it?
Yeah,
That is the
that's true.
question.
We'll have to end our
There's the line.
podcast.
Here we
just
are.
pause it?
Wow.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
No, that's not.
Hey, I don't know if we mentioned it, by the way, but I did manage to get the Lawman Lounge up,
Huh?
FYI, from our podcast yesterday. So,
You did.
Kudos
He
to
worked
me.
like 6 hours just to get this on here. And then I
good.
realized we don't have a joint head speaker, so we can't even get the music playing. So we're just playing whatever kind of music in the background. It's a love song, actually.
yeah.
Talking about law.
Let's talk about your relationships, too.
Yeah,
Let's talk about it.
no, we're not going there.
Come on, we talked a lot about your childhood. We don't seem to be talking about Ali very
This
much.
isn't about me, it's about Allie.
You're not
and
asking
Lawman
questions about
Lounge.
Ali. You're talking about you, your childhood when you were 11.
Number 11.
I'm kind of getting sad listening to this song. I'm gonna change it. All right, so I don't know. We'll figure it out, Paul. You just let us know.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna close the partition for now. We don't want you stealing the show. Can we close the partition?
Yeah, let's give us 10 minutes. 10 more minutes on the live feed?
Yeah.
Or longer, however long
So
we
tell us kind of like, besides the events, what else do you do for lawyers and for marketing? Because I know you do much more than that.
So I do social media management, in which I manage all your digital platforms: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I do videos. I also go to your office and take pictures to post on your platforms, and I automate everything. So I brand your business on digital media.
Which is way better than a lawyer doing it, or even.
It is, because your time is best spent doing
sorry.
what lawyers do.
Oh my God, Paul. He got out, everybody. He
He's
got
gonna make
out.
shit happen.
He
This
will
guy's
make it
great.
happen.
He's from New York too.
He's from
I
New
love
York.
this guy. Yeah, what? He's gonna figure that all out without being obnoxious, though. We probably need to get out of here now.
This is the first.
It's gonna
Yeah,
be
he's
like
gonna
a
open the door
drive-by
to-
now. Chick-fil-A. Oh my gosh.
Can we get somebody out here?
But
Wave to the children.
I completely forgot your question to Allie.
So I want to ask you guys a question.
Okay.
So I know you guys are planning on different platforms and different types of marketing, kind of things like that. So, what are some? How can people follow you guys? Like, what are your tags and all that? Because I would love to follow you guys too.
Yeah, we're starting to figure that out, but we started an Instagram channel called Bill is the Lawman. It's mainly for lawyers. I'll turn down the music for a second. Bill is the Lawman, and we're gonna do some. Why don't you tell about the lunches and all that other stuff with the Facebook group?
Yeah, we're actually in the process of, trying to figure out and work out getting Facebook group based off of the Lawman's Lounge. and then connecting with other attorneys and business owners that way. We've been throwing things out on Bill's a Lawman, his Instagram channel, YouTube. We're trying to grow that. Facebook, his public relations page as well. And
we want to hike it. We're going to do lunches where we're going to bring in lawyers and talk to them about marketing stuff and pay for the lunch and get to know people, and then bring in other people like yourself. You can go talk at our lunch, talk about social media management, and there'll be other people we'll bring in for all kinds of things like financial planning, how to develop a vision for your firm, how to market online, that kind of thing, and just make it a resource.
One of the things, I met with Bill. I met with you, I think a year, maybe 2 years ago, and we had a meeting. I think our meeting was like about 2 hours long or so, in which you talked about your passion and what you're passionate about. And I didn't know you too well before the meeting, but during the meeting, I got a sense of who you are, and you're passionate. You're an attorney, yes, but you're also like this motivational kind of speaker, and you kind of have this vision that you have it here, and you kind of want to
put it out and
get it out. And I know
almost
that,
like diarrhea of the mouth, actually. It's kind of. Can you do that again? Because that was good. You really want to.
And I know that you're helping him, kind of make that vision come to fruition. So it's really cool to see. So. Kudos to you guys for this podcast.
Yeah, it's like a slow,
one step at a time.
One step at a time. We're just starting to build it slowly, and try to do it authentically, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And show our mistakes to people so they can complain.
Which is why part of the reason why we go live is just it's authenticity. We're not scripted.
This is real,
yesterday and today. This is just
real.
Yeah, we
didn't do any promotion really.
No rehearsing.
No rehearsing. Nothing. Just trying to get an idea of how to do it. We have Kareem in the back, who is she's producing it essentially. There's her fingers. And are we going to introduce you?
We can introduce Madi. Madi is
you want to come in?
A good friend of mine, and also with the person Andrea. She's also on
Madi,
doing Facebook Live too for me.
I'm like afraid. Like I don't have Madi.
On you guys.
I don't want to have Madi in the. She's been drinking. Hey, grapefruit juice.
Hey,
not drinking.
There's a code.
There's a code. What's grapefruit juice? Fresh grapefruit juice.
Let's just edit that out, okay?
please.
Oh, it's live.
It's live.
Drinking doesn't mean alcohol.
Forget I said that, guys.
Started drinking.
Exactly. Are we going through the drive-through?
I don't know what
we
it's
didn't
like.
see that.
Yeah.
We can't
Allie's
make that
hungry
turn.
and she's not gonna make the turn. We're gonna need to reach someone. What do you guys want?
Number one all the way. With a Coke.
Just kidding.
Just say.
I'll do
Just say.
Not with Coke. Coca-Cola, right?
Coke, yeah.
Chicken nuggets.
No, not with.
I mean,
With
just
lemonade.
I just want to make sure.
Bill?
Do you know the
She's
tenders
crazy.
taste better than the nuggets?
The tenders?
Yeah, they taste way better.
The grilled ones.
Hi, hey Paul.
Oh,
Hi,
no.
Paul.
They're fried.
Okay, so we got.
wow.
So
Yum.
is there someone that's ordering?
What?
We're gonna have to park and go in.
I
Everybody's
think they
looking
might
at
have
us.
us.
They really are. They
Oh
can't
my
see
God.
them.
Hey, that guy looks like my dad.
Make-
That guy. Take a picture of that guy. He looks like my father. He does. He's staring. I think that's my dad.
Stop.
He's retired. He's got the same beard going on. He's got the hat.
Is that you, Bill? If your phone rings, that's gonna be weird.
Get out of the way.
Yeah.
Well, we can just park somewhere. We'll get some food in a second. We'll just park somewhere. So tell me, like, the jump from, we want to switch up the,
You want to get out? What of it? Get
no,
out
we'll
of
just
the way.
park, we'll park somewhere. We'll park somewhere. Why don't we just come back? We'll come back in about 20 minutes.
I'm back in 20 minutes.
Yeah, just drive where you want to go.
God, I
Okay.
can't with this.
Okay, going up.
Going
Oh, I don't know. She just shut you. Wait, Paul, sorry.
Paul.
Paul, sorry about that.
Well, what did you want to do?
We can park.
I think there's more parking over there.
There is.
Until we
We can
Yes.
park over there.
So this is
don't wanna
as far
go-
as the
somebody come out
kinks
if
and
you want.
We're trying to work out the parking.
Yeah.
Never take a limo through a drive-through.
Have a plan first.
Yeah.
This is not a normal limo either. It's
No,
like one of those
huge.
extended
Stretch ones? Yeah.
stretch ones.
Yeah.
It's pretty big. Somebody's compensating for something.
Bill, closing up.
I have issues, so yeah, it's gotta be me. It's my curse.
You can fit a ton of people. 20 people you can fit in here.
We could fit, a lot of people, but
Yeah.
So I want to know the story about how you left the you were paralegal and then how you got into marketing. Did you hate your boss?
No, my goodness, no. If you're watching, I loved it. Loved me working with you. I think he's saying something.
Oh, we'll never get the question out.
Never.
You're avoiding
No.
avoiding the question. You're avoiding the
No,
question.
I always wanted to be a business owner, and I told myself before I hit 40, I want to be a business owner.
Right.
And before the year was done, I just did my LLC, and everything was going fine in my office. It was just I just needed to do something by the time I hit 40. And then I became a business owner, and
You're secretly listening, aren't you?
I did.
I am.
I haven't turned back, and I always tell my husband and my friends, for whatever reason my business doesn't succeed, I will just start another one. Period. Because once you get that burn inside of you to become an entrepreneur, and once you have that, because it takes a lot of guts,
Yeah.
and it's very scary to make that leap, because you don't know once you leap off the mountain, you don't know what's going to happen. You're going to fall flat on your face, or what's going to happen. So, that's what I did.
So I'm curious about that. You got into social media management though, but why would it be better for have you handle it than just like us handle it or a lawyer handle it?
Well, if you figure your time is worth X amount,
Right.
and if you spent that doing your social media, it doesn't make sense. You're valued more, seeing your clients and meeting with your clients, and that's how you're going to make. Now, if you hire a company, a management company, and not just any management company, I have different attorneys and different medical doctors that hire companies, but they have nothing to do with personal injury. They don't have a following. They don't have a network at all.
Right.
I have all that. I've gathered all that within 10 years that I've been in personal
So you
injury.
connect people that don't have much experience with networks, and you get them roped into doctors, other lawyers, other people for referral sources.
And then I get to know my clients. Like, I get to know who you are, why you are, and I try to portray that in your platforms, so that before the client walks into your office, they already know that you're this way. They already know that you are a golfer, a boater, you do yoga, you're the lawman. They already
Lawn
know. Not lawn man.
That's how they make more money.
Lawman.
Hey Caesar, if you're listening, I'm going to take over your business.
Hey.
The lawn man. I actually want to be the lawn man. It's a lot less stressful, I think. I deal with like rich lawyers and business owners cutting the lawn. I can deal with that all day long, and personal injury clients. I'm just teasing.
We love you.
I love you. I love what I do, actually. We were talking about the social media management, but I know you do other pieces for other people. So, like physicians, and do you do anything different than just social media management? And I know you don't do event planning per se, but you put on your own events. So,
I also do events for other people, whether it's their grand opening, whether it's their every quarter they want to do an event for their networking partners or referral sources, whether they want to do an event for the community to drive a couple more business, to drive more business. Where I'm actually doing an event in March, end of March, for a chiropractic office with 9 locations, and he wants to bring all his networking partners, so stay tuned. It's going to be in Mangoes, and we'll start promoting that hopefully by the end of
That
this
would be
week or so.
mine, by the
that's
way.
yours? It's going to be like a Latin dance party?
Yes.
It's
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be really cool. So, stay
Yeah.
tuned for that. And I do different smaller events, whether it's 30 people, 300 people, 400 people. And it's all about connecting. If you want the network, if you want specific people going to your event that are within my network, I can get them to go there.
So not only do you throw the events for our networks, but you have your own networks that you'll bring, and that's great because you can fill the party up a little bit and keep it growing. It's very synergistic, right?
Yeah. So right now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go to events. I'm trying to meet with people that are outside of our network in order to grow my network and to be able to provide more potential referral sources to our PI offices.
So I noticed something else that you do, and we were very impressed, Jeff, the radio show. I think it's a guy that we know, good lawyer in town. He's a great marketer, Justin Clark. So what do you do with him, and what do you do with his radio show? Because that was really cool that you guys were doing that. And I think Justin's now, is he on another radio show or something?
Yeah, I did a radio show with him for about a year or so. We were on radio and we were on TV. And his platforms are really cool. Justin is a radio, I think he has a radio background degree in communications and things like that, broadcasting. So he knows his stuff. So it took me a little bit, but that's more of speaking with people and interviewing, and it's a really good way to market and brand yourself, and also brand other people as they come into your show and kind of expand the network too. So I love the radio. I love the concept of it. I love the podcast concept of it as well. The podcast radio is a little bit different. A little bit. It's quite different than having your own podcast. With the radio, if you're governed by certain restrictions that you can't say certain things and you can't mention certain things. With a podcast, you can do and say whatever you want within reason, But
I haven't fucking cursed once. Actually. I haven't. I've been good because I'm trying to be nice. Well, you usually, yeah. So Jeff is potty mouth actually. So.
Oh yeah.
Are you?
Yes. Why don't you explain how that works?
What?
We're listening.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, thanks.
Everyone's listening.
His girlfriend's listening too, but. So,
yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Give her a shout out.
Give her a shout out. Yeah. He's got some news for you.
Give her.
Yeah.
Is it happening? Are you
No,
gonna
we're
do
not
it
talking about this. Why are you going back to me?
Because you need to take control of the conversation, or else we will, right?
All right.
We'll steer him right into our
I
conversation.
have a couple questions for you.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I will give a shout out. Hi, everyone. Hi, Kaylin. I think you commented, actually. I saw a comment, so there you go.
She's too good for you, actually.
Hey, Mama.
Don't you use the potty mouth, she says.
Yeah.
That's right. Keep it clean.
Caitlin was so cool. You liked 180 posts one night. Did Jeff make you do that?
So that's actually a funny story.
I didn't have any posts. I didn't have any likes on anything, and then all of a sudden, she's like,
I'm like, you gotta like his stuff. Why aren't you liking his stuff?
Yeah.
She's like, I'll like his stuff. I'm like, no, he can see that. He gets notifications on his phone.
I didn't get. No, but I like you a lot more than you like my stuff now. Did you get into a fight with her about it?
No, not at all. We
It
thought it was
sounds
funny.
like you did.
No,
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 It
it's
sound
funny.
like you did.
No, it sounded like you did. You didn't get into a fight. Why am I looking at the computer while I'm looking? So tell me how that worked. Is it like
No,
did you have
we're
to
just
pay her?
sitting
How long have
there.
you been dating?
Oh man, why are we asking these questions?
Because you're turning red. That's why I'm
Yeah.
asking the question. Anything?
Yeah,
Couple years?
Couple years. Yeah.
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 She's a
She's
marketer
probably
too,
gonna
right?
say-
She is actually. She's the marketer. She's a marketer for a wealth management firm.
Watch
very
this.
cool.
Watch this. Have you guys talked about getting into business together and leaving me?
No, we have not.
She's commenting right now.
That's funny. But
That's what podcasts are uncontrollable. That's the problem.
it
You never
is
know what's
pretty
gonna come
spontaneous.
out.
You guys can tell this is definitely not scripted. So yeah.
And we're just trying to work through all the kinks and stuff, just to when we get it, we'll be on it.
Yeah.
So we appreciate everyone listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. So we're just still sitting here in the Chick-fil-A parking lot.
I think we're waiting for the traffic to die down. No?
No.
Maybe.
No.
No,
I'm
he's
getting
just
hungry though.
he's just
Yeah.
waiting here for you guys now.
Is he?
Definitely.
All right.
We can call Chick-fil-A and have somebody wait for us outside. So we
Yeah.
have a big limo out there and we can't go through I mean, they're very nice.
Yeah,
in
no,
there,
they are
so-
really nice.
I could imagine. I just made that up. No, but they are nice.
No, they are.
How long have we been on?
It doesn't tell me.
I can't tell.
Do you have a moonlight? No, we don't.
Yeah, we do. We have we have lighting though.
That's
Want to see the
awesome.
disco lighting?
Yeah, there's different lighting that we can use.
It's not usually during the daytime. Though.
So what
But-
other guests are you guys going to have here? As
Yeah,
far as,
so
like,
we're
what
gonna-
other guests? Do you have like
I'm gonna have a lot of
lineup, or-
I'm gonna have a lot of competitors on. Yeah, I think lawyers should
good.
share. Someone having a lot of other PI lawyers on, and doctors, physicians, criminal lawyers, family lawyers, anyone who's associated with any kind of small business that they want to promote, people that run charities, anything. And we're just gonna, basically we just want to get to what they do for a living and how they help other people and how they control their lives. That's a good question for you. You seem like you have everything under control.
Do I?
Yeah, it's
Good.
just-
Better than me.
That's
yeah.
what I.
yeah, which is kind of
That's my plan.
Yeah. So how does that work? What would be the one bit of advice for people that you would say with all the different things you got going on?
So advice for entrepreneurs that I'm married and I have kids also. I have a 23-year-old and a 15-year-old. I run my home business, and my husband's also has a really nice career too. The advice that I would give is you have to have balance. Like, you have to have balance in your life, in your work, and you just have to know when to stop working and know when to, you need to give yourself some time, and know when you have to have that family time. I have this drive. Another thing is you have to have a drive and a passion for what you do. If you don't, then you stop doing what you're doing and just go get a 9-to-5 and that's it. If you don't have that drive and that passion, and you're never going to go anywhere. You always have to strive for, not perfection, but you have to strive for more, wanting more, and getting it. It's just something that an entrepreneur only knows. You don't settle. You always want to achieve more, better. How can I make that better? So that's advice that I would give.
Yeah, balance is tough though, and I think it's tough for lawyers in general, because especially if they're still a lawyer and they're running a court, you're not on your own schedule, so it's real difficult to, especially if you're a small law firm, you're trying to balance everything, your family, your kids. And I was wondering, like, when you were a paralegal, and I don't want to throw your ex-bosses under a bus, but were they able to control their balance, and was there any struggles for them that you could not get yourself in trouble? And I mean, you can't get fired anymore. You run your own business. Yeah.
You know what? I'm
not trying to ask her to throw her ex-boss under.
Sounds like you are.
I work for some
I'm
really,
just an honest guy. I want to teach people.
I work for some really driven people. I work for some people that might have chosen to work long hours and not have too much of a social life. I work for another office that, they were barely in the office because they've already established themselves. And so, but in all honesty, you never know what their home life is like. You never know what happens behind closed doors. You never know if the attorney's staying late. Is it because he needs to meet, a certain, is he a business owner? Is
Right.
he trying to achieve something? Is he having some issues at home? Things like that.
Well,
so you never know.
You actually brought up a good question that would be good for both of you, and you guys can take turns answering. But you brought up the fact that you're a teacher, and so you run a law practice, right? You have for many, many years. And the same thing for you. You've done the work, and now you want to start your own business, start consulting, right?
Mm-hmm.
So both of you have that teaching mentality. When you don't really have to do that yourself, like, you have the law practice, but you want to coach other attorneys, you want to coach other business owners, you want to do consulting for business owners or entrepreneurs. So what is it about that? What's the drive there?
I want to help people, so for me, it's like, I made a lot of mistakes. There were plenty of nights I was sleeping on a porch because, my wife's a lawyer, and I would get home at 2 o'clock in the morning, and she's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Out networking." And I just didn't have that balance. So my key didn't go in the door, and I would sleep on the front porch because I would get in trouble a lot. Like, I couldn't balance the work-life thing. I had I was always like trying to get business, always hungry. And it was really until I had my kids, I figured out, like, I don't want to repeat some similar mistakes. I want to be there for my children. So I see a lot of young lawyers out there making some similar mistakes. Your ego is so big, your drive to succeed, that I just want to help other people. I'm not even sure I want to make money doing it at this point. At this point, I just want to get messaging out to people that they don't repeat the same mistakes that I made. So.
Well, I'm with the same mentality as Bill. It's about helping people. For me, it's helping people establish their LLC and start their business. I just helped a friend of mine do that. it doesn't do anything for, you know, it's more like gratification to see somebody else's, you know, dreams start to come to fruition. There's a lot of people that kind of talk about, you know, wow, you know, it'd be really cool to own my own business. Oh, it'd be really nice to, but they never make the next step. But if you can be a part of that, that just makes my whole day. I won't make anything from it, and it's not the point. It's, you know, I helped you on your journey.
Our relationship is perfect. Like when we met, we talked for over 2 hours. We were talking about, you know, a lot about marketing stuff, and I now go to your events and I support her. And you know, if I ever call, Ali sponsored an event, sponsored a poker thing, and we don't really do business together. We could, and there may be an event that
I'm gonna lock you in on Facebook. You want to do business with me?
Yeah, here we go.
Got it.
How much business does that mean? That much? This little? And you know, it's just about helping each other out, and you know, it's just synergistic. It's not all about
It'll
like
come
what
back
you
to
get.
us.
Yeah.
It'll come back to us when you help somebody else. It comes back to you, and it's just, you know, that's how I live my life. You know,
Yeah.
as far as
Unfortunately, because we have Ali on episode 0, we have Suzanne out there who's unbelievably great, who was texting me the other night or saying, "I'm gonna kill Bill." We need Suzanne on the show too. We could have actually had both of you guys on. So, but we'll talk
No,
about
I'm
Suzanne.
sure you'll have Suzanne.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
also working on a lot of big things. She's another big entrepreneur that I'm so proud of her too.
Yeah, and I think that's what's great about, there are people that are haters in this world that can't stand other people's success. And then there are people that do exactly the same thing, that compete against each other, that can support each other. So,
So which one are you going to be?
We
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
Suzanne.
Haters,
that's right. So that's the thing, and that's why, like, you and Suzanne both supported my poker event. And you guys are not competitors, but kind of in the same kind of field, and it's amazing. That's why I like you, and I love her, and I say I love her and I like you because I don't want to get you jealous, actually.
I'm not in the group yet. I'm not in the circle.
I'm going to your house. I'm all going. Zara's going too. I had to mention that. Honey, are you watching? My wife's sick. She's got a fever right now, actually.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, hope she feels better.
She's good. She's doing better.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think we're going to wrap this up because it's getting serious now.
Yeah.
And we're
I think we've been
hungry.
here long enough.
And but this was our first episode.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely gonna. This will be posted on a lot of your pages as you know, episode 0. We'll call it something.
Test
I don't know,
pilot.
maybe
Test pilot. Test
yeah.
pilot.
Episode 0. No.
See,
Come on, guys.
I don't know.
Test episode 0.
Yeah, let's call it. He's big on that. He's happy about it.
I like
Episode
that.
0.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Tell him why that's
000.
wrong.
Why is that wrong?
0.
Comment below. Tell me I'm right.
I'm questioning you now.
How about the episode?
See what you did?
LOL.
See what you did? You can't do that. With her. You
I'm
can't-
so upset.
you
My
can't-
button unleashed.
Did you? Oh,
Yeah.
we're having a wardrobe malfunction.
Another wardrobe malfunction.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
Yep.
It's been fun, and
Yep.
I look forward to Chick-fil-A.
And thank you for testing out our episode
Thank you.
0 or our test pilot.
Yep.
Yep.
Episode 0.
And Jeff, we won't ever call you the Elf Hoffer again. You and I could talk about past pain and stuff.
You're going to need therapy.
Oh,
You're
boy.
going to need therapy.
Yeah.
Wagner.
Therapy.
Yeah.
Working with me will be my So we're going to end. See you guys. Lawman out. Bye.